Now, in a perfect world, there would be as much alignment as possible between what you love to do and what you're good at. That would be the ideal role for you to spend most of your time doing what you love and what you're good at. And that would be a perfect world. But as you all are well aware, we live in a practical world, so it's not always perfect. So you being able to say that even though this isn't my favorite thing in the world to do, I have other people that are counting on me to do this to the best of my ability. When you get folks to buy in to do that, that's when we create something special when it comes to roles. And each of you needs to think well above and beyond just knowing what your role is. You guys are a sharp group. I know you know what your role is. But where you have to actually ask yourself a question when you look in the mirror is, are you truly embracing that role with everything that you have? And do you do everything in your power to star in your role? I know there's big roles, there's small roles, there's all sorts of different boxes on the org chart. I get it. But all you have to worry about is guard your yard. In your yard, are you doing everything you can to add value to the North Star and the mission that you all are collectively trying to accomplish? In order for you all to truly get there, and to get there as efficiently as possible, I need every single one of you to be able to look in the mirror and say, yes, that's what you do. Now let's talk about accountability. Holding someone accountable is not something you do to them. It's something you do for them. And it's really important to have that mind shift. Holding someone accountable shows them that you care about them. You're basically saying, I believe you're better than what you're showing me. I know you're capable of more than this, and I'm not going to let you slide on that. Whether you're a parent or a leader within the company, holding people accountable shows them that you care. And in order for you all to reach that North Star, you have very high standards. And the key is not just having high standards. Anyone can have high standards. Do you hold each other accountable to executing those high standards? That's the difference between an average team and a good team and a great team, and a great team and an unbeatable team. It comes down to accountability. But here's the other difference. In very average organizations, accountability is simply vertical. They look at the org chart and say, I'm in charge, you report to me, I hold you accountable. You're in charge of these people, you hold them accountable. That's very basic. If you guys want to be unbeatable and continue to rise to be elite, we have to have horizontal accountability, which means everyone in the room can hold everyone else in the room accountable. We're throwing out the org chart because it doesn't matter where you fall on the org chart when it comes to being held accountable, which means you don't wait for me to tell you to do what you're supposed to do. These two guys to your right and left are going to tell you and hold you accountable to make sure that you're doing it. And how do we get that type of buy-in and believe in? Is we simply have to ask permission. You should be able to go up to any person in the company, regardless of where they fall on the org chart, regardless of their role, and you should be able to look them in the eye and say, do you give me permission to hold you accountable to the standards that we've set to live out, to follow this North Star? Do you give me permission to hold you accountable? It's a binary question. It's a yes or a no. Anyone that answers no to that, I'm not looking to do a mass firing, but I would strongly consider that that person shouldn't be on the team, because anyone that's not willing to allow themselves to be held accountable for the greater good, that's an act of selfishness. And we need to make sure we eliminate and eradicate any type of selfishness if you guys want to be unbeatable, which means, in essence, every single person in this room should be able to look at anyone else in this room and say, yes, you can hold me accountable. Yes, I want you to hold me accountable. Yes, please hold me accountable so that I can be the best that I'm capable of, and we can be the best that we're capable of. And once everyone is bought in and given that permission, then we've taken the personalization out of it. It's not personal. So it goes back to, it doesn't matter if you like or dislike someone. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with holding them accountable to the standards you've set to go after this Goliath of a goal that you all have.